Welcome, comedy congregation. How are we doing tonight? That is awesome. You guys have some wonderful energy, and I can't see a single one of you. This is awesome. Oh my God. Are you guys having a good night? Good St. Patty's Day? Yeah. This is great. Are you guys ready for some comedy tonight? That's awesome. I'm just going to sit here and ask questions to all of you. That was a joke. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God. So, guys, I have had ADHD my entire life. Just to tell you a little bit about me. My folks didn't always know about it, though. My preschool teacher was actually the one who had to tell my mother about this. Her name was Teacher Sherry. And Teacher Sherry goes up to my mom one day and says, "Now, Tracy, I need to tell you a little something about Chad." And my mom's like, "Oh, fuck, he big kid, didn't he?" And she goes, No. It's, we think Chad has ADHD. And my mom's like, "What makes you think that?" And she goes, "Well, he's fucking stupid." Guys, no, a preschool teacher didn't say that. Come on. Guys, she goes up to my mom and she's just like, "Yeah, he isn't gonna make it. Sorry to tell you." No, she goes, "Tracy, we think he has ADHD because I noticed he learns by a very specific process, and this process is called osmosis." And for those of you who don't know what osmosis means, essentially it just means I am a product of my surroundings. Come to find out, the last 26 years, I've been surrounded by fucking idiots. Yeah, it's a great thing. ADHD is great. It's not all bad though. I got legal meth out of the deal. Yeah, Ritalin is a great thing to put your kids on, I guess. Gosh, they put me on Ritalin to combat the ADHD, but then I started like twitching a lot. I started getting little tics here and there. And so then they prescribed me this drug called clonidine. And clonidine combated the tics, but I was not able to sleep. So then they gave me a sleep aid. Wow, the mic sounds great now. They gave me a sleep aid, and then I just started getting real sad, so then I got prescribed Zoloft. And I think my mom, yeah, amazing, right? How I'm still here. So then my mom took me off the meds, and I think it was when my eyes turned black and I started chanting in Latin. Yeah, then the brothers from that show Supernatural just kick in my door and they're like, "Get out, demon!" No, it was awesome. Oh man, I'm doing great though. Surprisingly, that's not the only time I've been prescribed antidepressants. Hard to believe a stand-up comedian who's not been prescribed antidepressants more than 8 times. But I got prescribed antidepressants for my stomach. I was actually being seen for depression. They didn't give me antidepressants for that. Then I went in because I have IBS, and then they prescribed me antidepressants because apparently my stomach's more upset than I am, I guess. Don't know how that fucking works. But speaking of IBS, when I found out that I have IBS, I wasn't sure of what I was able to eat or not. And this was something that I really needed to look up. I wanted to be sure. And so I looked up the lists of foods I could and could not eat. On the list of foods I was not allowed to eat was things like greasy foods, pizza, burgers, rooted plants like carrots and parsnips. Which, I'm not too partial to those, so I'm gonna take the L on that. But on the list of things I was allowed to eat was also rooted plants like carrots and parsnips. So much like the condition, the diet's kind of a crapshoot. Poop jokes, guys. Yeah, that's the tier of comedy I'm at. Speaking of my butthole, that's an awesome segue. Speaking of my butthole, I also have hemorrhoids. Yeah. It's just a real shitty situation down here in general. It's not good. I have hemorrhoids, and here's the thing. The way you get hemorrhoids is not cool. At all. I'm gonna pick on somebody in the audience. I can see you right there. What is the coolest way that you have ever injured yourself? Real quick.
Skiing.
Skiing. Skiing is an action-packed way to injure yourself. Do you know how you get hemorrhoids, or one of the ways you get hemorrhoids?
No.
From standing for too long. Guys, I broke my butthole from loitering. That's how uncool this injury is, folks. This is not great. And here's the thing. I've seen videos and people rant and rave about how miraculous the human body is. And they'll say things like, the human body is a miracle. I've seen the most insane things. I've seen people jump 10 feet in the air. I've seen mothers lift cars off of their children. And I'm like, yeah, have you ever injured your rectum from not doing anything at all? And for that matter, the human body just sucks. Have you ever gotten up too quick and become incapacitated? What the fuck is that? Good Lord. Guys, are we ready for your first comic?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, we can do better than that. Are we ready? Oh my gosh, this comedian is so wonderful. You can see her all over Portland. And it's kind of her last name, but she is the best. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to go apeshit for Melina. Best!
Thank you. I'm Melina Best. How are y'all doing tonight? Good. Good. We got that over with. I'm Lena, as I said, and I took a lift right here, and as soon as I got in, the driver was like, Melinda? No, I mean, Melina, but she's like, oh, I think I've given you a ride before. Then why didn't you get my name right, bitch? Don't understand. It was almost as good as a different ride when the driver was like, so, what is Melina short for? Mel. Clearly everyone else has it wrong. Dork. Real good insult. I was recently at Starbucks, and the barista was like, hey, can I have your name? I'm like, no, bitch, it's mine. The person sitting next to me was a friend, and he was like, so do you like your name? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, well, I don't. He's like, but I have the perfect nickname for you. Mel. Yeah, that is my nickname. That is the one. It's like going up to someone named Thomas and being like, I got the perfect nickname, Tom. But you didn't see that one coming. I recently got a job.
Woo! Yeah! Sorry.
You're right, but good. You jumped ahead. Recently got a job at Express at Lloyd Mall, and I was hired without an interview because they thought I was the other Melina that they had interviewed. Tale as old as time, let me tell you. I come in on my first day and the manager's like, oh, you weren't the Melina we wanted to hire. Fuck it. You're close enough. We just need people. Here's the kicker though. I'm not, because I have the job title but haven't been put on the schedule. So I've written a couple verses to the tune of Jolene, if you all are interested. It's all Express. Yeah. Figure out why. 2 verses. Don't worry. Chorus. Express, 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 express. I'm telling you to give me my shifts. Express, 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 express. You've got to be catching my drifts. I'm blessed, Melina, you can get, though I haven't met the other one yet. You've got to trust me on this, express. You've given me the job already, so not getting shifts has been shitty. I don't know what else to say, express. Before that, I was job searching along Hawthorne, and I saw a sign that said help wanted. So I was really quick to get out my resume until I realized that that person holding the sign was homeless. And that probably wouldn't have helped either. Before that, I worked at a dry cleaner's. At that time, my jokes were dryer and cleaner. I worked there over Christmas, and a couple weeks before the holiday, I switched the radio station off of Christmas songs. I'm Jewish. That's what I told my coworker when she was pissed. And she was like, well, lighten up. I mean, Christmas is not a Christian holiday. And that's what I have for that joke, cause what? Okay. Before that, I worked at Burgerville. Thanks for not cheering. Sucks. I was working drive-thru one day, and the window didn't want to open very easily. So once it did, the woman outside of it was like, that window did not want to work. And I'm like, well, neither do I, so looks like we have a conundrum here. She's like, conundrum? Didn't see that on the menu. Everyone wants to be a comedian these days. So, I shot her. A serious look, you guys. The guy behind her, after he finished putting in an order in the drive-thru, said, most sincerely, and can I get this to go? Yeah, the chances of that happening are pretty high, sir. So I'm single, which is probably pretty obvious. I've been thinking about my past relationships recently, and I feel like I hit my peak at an early age. Preschool. Got married. But that fucker hasn't stayed in touch. Men, am I right? I said that joke at a show, and a guy in the audience said, oh, I got married then too. So guys, he remembers me. We're good. More recently, I've been on a dating site, and I messaged a guy, and all I got back from him, the entirety of the message was, 5 feet? Nah. Well, all right then. Recently went on a date with a friend, well, an acquaintance, and after I sat down, he was like, so, no offense, but are you autistic? Because he didn't give me a hug before he sat down, and my autistic cousin acts the same way. Well, he He said no offense, so we're good. I'm not offended. So then during sex, I move fast. During sex, instead of calling out a different guy's name, I called out my cat's name. We're probably not gonna last. The guy and I, my cat and I are pretty tight. Pretty tight. I started smoking cigarettes recently and he peed on the whole pack, so made him taste pretty funny, but gotta give him points for trying. What a pal. Recently brought him to the vet. The cat. We're selling the cat, not the guy. Make sure you're following me. Brought him to the vet and found out he has a slight heart murmur. All I can say is I hope that heart is murmuring about me. Because, I mean, can you imagine? Murmuring about someone else? What a dick. Possibly. He's not right now. I'll leave with this. I was recently on a show, and afterward a couple guys came up to me. One of them was like right in my face, almost spitting, and said, "You are fearless up there, fearless! I admire that." Well, you're being pretty fearless right now, so you're welcome. I passed that on, I guess. His friend was like, "So I don't really laugh, but I was tickled by your set. I was laughing on the inside." I found my audience, folks, the inside laughers. Thank you, you've all been great. I'm really the best.